Like, y'all, it's so hard to be me. Like,
Okay, what's up, y'all? It's your girl Kimmy B, where you can be yourself. And today is a more serious video. I kind of just wanted to talk about my depression and my anxiety, and just talk about stuff like that. So, on my YouTube channel, I want to be real with you guys, as real as I can be. I don't want to be fake and phony, and I don't want to act like everything's up and up with me when sometimes it's not. So, 2005 is when I realized. Noticed that I was being sad all the time and suicidal and stuff like that. Before that, something happened to me with a family member where I was raped for 2 years straight from the ages 9 to 10. That took a toll on me. I didn't know how to go about it. I didn't even know that it was wrong. What was happening was wrong or wasn't supposed to be happening. And then not having a emotionally available mom to say, she was more into tough love. Like, everything I was dealing with, she would always say, suck it up. Like, if I was getting bullied at school and I would come and tell her, she would always say stuff like, that's your fault, it's not my fault you're fat, stuff like that. Like, stuff that would really, you feel like parents shouldn't say. So I learned early on not to come to her about my problems. My nose is itching. So things would happen and I wouldn't say anything. I actually didn't tell my mom about the rape until my sophomore year of high school, when I had my first suicide attempt. So let me tell you that story. So I was in my room and I was with my cousin, and I was just feeling really shitty. Like, I was feeling past shitty. I just wasn't feeling good. I was feeling really suicidal. I had a knife. I was ready to split my wrist. Like, I was ready to go. I didn't feel like I had a purpose here or anything like that. So I was talking to my therapist or my counselor, my school counselor that they provided me, and I'll tell you how I ended up getting a school counselor too. And I was just telling her, like, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to die. Like, I'm ready to cut my life short. Like, I don't feel a purpose. I don't know my reason to be here. Like, this shit is bullshit. Why do I have to go to school and deal with the shit that I'm dealing with? Why do I have to come home and deal with the shit I'm dealing with? Like, why me? That type. So she didn't tell me that she was calling 911. She didn't tell me that. So a couple minutes go by, and I'm crying, and I'm just like, I'm ready to go. And I get this knock on the door. And it's not a regular knock. It's like a pounding, like, open up the door. Police type. So I open up the door. Meanwhile, my mom is in her room asleep the whole time this is happening. So I open the door, and it's a police officer. And he's like, are you Kimberly Thompson? And I'm like, yeah. He was like, well, I got a call that you're feeling suicidal. You need to come with us. And I'm like, okay. So they go and put me in the back seat of the car. So I'm really crying now, like, because I'm in the back seat of a police car. I've never been in trouble. I've never been to the point where I had to be in a police car. So I'm crying. I'm just bawling. And so they're talking to my mom, who sleeps, so she don't know what's going on. They wake her up and she's just like, huh? Like, she don't know. So they tell her and stuff. So the police officer comes back out and he gets me. He's like, get your stuff. You won't be coming back tonight. And I'm like, okay. So I grab like an overnight bag and stuff like that, and I get back in the police car, and they take me to this building called Red Rock. And they're like, we can't keep her. So they sent me to St. Anthony's. So I'm in St. Anthony's. I'm in this room. It's all white. I don't have anything. It's just me. And I'm crying. I'm just like, why? Like, I'm confused. I'm depressed. I'm feeling so many different emotions. So my counselor, my school counselor comes in, and I'm happy. I'm like, oh my God, someone I know, someone that I felt safe around. And she's like, I called them because, you really need to get the help, this and that. And we called your mom. And so at this point, I'm thinking in my head, my mom's going to cuss me out. When we get home, she's going to beat my ass. This is the end of my life. Fuck, I done fucked up. I should have just cut my wrist. I should never said nothing. I should just did it. But that was my cry for help. Like that was my cry for help. And so, times waiting, and we're waiting for my mom, and my therapist is counselor's talking to me. She's just like, it's gonna be okay. You finally have to say something to her. You gotta get this out. We gotta get you help stuff. So a psychiatrist come in. She's talking to me and asking me how I feel, and I'm being really honest with her because I had never really been honest. So I was being really honest with her, and she's like, okay. So my mom walks in, and I start crying because I'm like, dang. Like, she's about to cuss me out. She's about to do all this. And so my counselor's like being the mediator. She's just like, she needs to tell you something. And I finally said, Mom, this is what happened to me, stuff like this. My mom shared, ow, that hurt. I just got my nose pierced, by the way, and that hurt, and I needed to scratch it. Sorry. So my mom finally told me her story about what happened to her as a kid and stuff. And we kind of bonded that night. We bonded. Ow, sorry. We bonded and stuff like that. So they made me stay overnight just to watch me. I was on suicide watch, so it was just watch me. So I was released the next day, and so I went through a period of time where I was really just suicidal, and I was self-cutting. I have scars on my legs, my thighs, and stuff, and I just did not want to be here. And then it progressed to where I was angry at people, where I wanted to hurt other people. Like, I wanted to blow up my school so many times. And it got to the point where I had a hit list of all the kids I was going to kill. Like, all the kids that bullied me, that made me feel bad, that was just shitty to me. I had a hit list. And some of y'all watching it was probably on it. If you went to Douglas, you were probably on that list. 9 times out of 10. Because I didn't like anyone. I only hung out with a certain group. And so, someone saw my hit list and told the teachers. So I'm in class, and someone pulls me out, and they're like, open your locker. And I'm like, okay, whatever. So I open my locker, they find the note, and they're like, this is not acceptable. And so, long story short, they put me in school counseling. So I started the process with therapy and stuff there. After a while, I stopped going. My junior year of high school, I was like, I'm over that. Because at that time, I had found respect in the school. People knew me. It was cool. I wasn't getting bullied. And I basically was like standing my ground. Like, people knew not to fuck with me. Like, they just, and I still had, a couple bitches, females, that would talk about me, especially going through that eyebrow stage when everyone was switching from pencil to pomade, and everyone was having like fake eyebrows, like, filling in your eyebrows was coming in. Everyone was doing it, and I started doing it, and I didn't do it right. I looked a hot mess, and I had some girls that was just talking shit. Two of them to this day, I'm, I'm we shouldn't hold grudges, but I'm like, I would never want to talk to them. Like, I'm good without ever seeing them again, basically. So, let's fast forward. I'm in college now. My freshman year was very scary for me because I was new. I'm the first generation in my family to go to college. So I didn't really know a lot of things. So I was just kind of, you know, learning how to maneuver high college and stuff like that. I was still dealing with depression, but I had never got it diagnosed. I talked to my mom about it one time, and she said that was for crazy people, one, and it was for white people. She told me to get over it, grow up, and pray. I said, okay, I'm going to try to grow up, and I'm going to try to pray about it. I prayed about it, but I was still having suicidal thoughts. I was still trying to find a way to kill myself. I have journals with me just talking about how I wanted to die, how I wish somebody would just kill me, because, my mom said that if I killed myself, I was going to hell. So I was trying to find a way to die without going to hell, because I was deathly afraid of hell, because, the way the church paints hell and my mom painted hell, it was not a place I wanted to go. So I was like, I gotta find a way to kill myself without, going to hell. And so, yeah, so let's fast forward to college. I'm still dealing with this depression, and I didn't have my mom to just come to and cry on her shoulder and stuff like that. So I just kept it to myself, and I eat. I would emotionally eat. When I was sad, I would eat. When I was mad, I would eat. When I was hurt, I would eat. When people used to talk about me, I just come home and cry and eat because I didn't know any other outlet or any other way to get it out without. I just didn't know, and I didn't have anyone helping me or educating me. So I finally, January 18th, 2018, I had my last suicide attempt. I was gonna take a bunch of sleeping pills. I had already taken some NyQuil. I already drank some NyQuil. I was gonna just take a bunch of sleeping pills and go to sleep, like for good. Like I was just over it. I felt disgusting. I just felt like I was shit. I just felt like I was worthless, that my life didn't matter, I didn't have a purpose. I just felt all these emotions. So I was just like, fuck it, I've lived long enough through this pain to where I'm over feeling this way and I just want to end my life. Luckily, I called a friend and she came over all the way from Guthrie to Langston and took me to Mercy, and they transferred me to, I want to say, St. Anthony's again. So I was on suicide watch that whole night for a whole 2 days, 48 hours. And as I was sitting there, because they was sedating us and shit, I was just like, Kim, you can't do this anymore. Like, I was talking to God, and I just was like, I gotta get the help because I don't want to die. I was like, I may have a lot to offer people, but I don't know what it is, but I have to live my life to figure it out. So I made up in my mind, oh, that's shiny. Then and there that I wasn't gonna kill myself. Like I was gonna beat this suicidal thoughts. I was gonna beat this depression. I was gonna defeat this anxiety. All the shit I was getting. I said I'm not gonna allow it to get me. Now let's fast forward. Now I'm on medication. Some days I don't take it because I don't want to be dependent on medicine to even out my emotions. I want to still feel like I have control over my emotions and myself and how I act and how I think. But let me tell you, baby, I'm not even gonna lie. Some days is hell. Like some days, all I want to do is just cry. Like some days, I feel like I'm trapped. And when I say trapped, I feel like I'm in a cage. I feel like some days I feel like shit to where I don't want to do nothing but die or just lay there. And I would be lying if I said every day I'm happy. But no, not every day. Like some days are really fucking hard. And then I always wonder like why do I have to deal with this? Why do I have to want to die? Like why do I have to like deal with this shit? Like I desperately want to be happy 24/7. I understand in real life you're not going to be happy 24/7. Things happen, life happen. I get that. But now it's like I have a therapist. I go to therapy, but some days I don't want to talk about it. Some days I'd rather just keep it to myself because I don't want to be that person that you talk to. She always, oh my God, she always has a problem. I don't want to be that girl. I don't want to be that one that always has a problem. So when I do have those bad days, I won't say anything. I'll just think my thoughts and I'll stay to myself. I'll be really quiet. I won't want to like talk. I'll just stay in my own zone. And to be honest, music is one of those things that help me. Like when I can't express myself, I'll listen to music that expresses my feelings for me. And making this video, I just want you guys to know like it happens. Depression is real. Anxiety is real, but you can get through it. I'm trying to get through it, and it's gonna take a day at a time. It's not gonna happen overnight. Cause my therapist tells me all the time, you're not gonna be cured overnight. So this is something you're gonna have to work with and work with. So I'm working with it, and I hate it because I want to be happy. I hate the fact that I can be happy, and then I start thinking this thought, and then my whole attitude changes, my whole mood changes, and I'm sad, and I'm just like, fuck, I'm really a failure, like I'm really a fuck up, But I don't want this video to be too long, so I'm gonna cut it off at this. Remember to do 3 things: that's comment, like, subscribe. Remember, always be yourself, no matter what. No matter what. If they don't like it, then they're not meant to be in your life. Alright? I'm out.